my husband and I really made losing weight and our health our #1 priority for a year.
Good.
And in that year, we each lost 120 pounds.
That's incredible. Congratulations. You guys look incredible. Hi, I'm Chris James, and you're watching Healthy Alternative. Today, we're going to be looking at 5 years on a carnivore diet, and I'm going to kind of react to this. If you guys have been liking this content, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button. Let's go.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura, and in this video, we are celebrating 5 years of me living in this crazy meat-only carnivore lifestyle. I had started a keto diet on March 12th, 2018, and within a few months, I had discovered carnivore, and my life has never been the same since. In this video, I want to walk you through a little bit of my backstory, how I ended up at my heaviest weight of 263 pounds, talk about how I lost the weight and what the last 5 years have looked like, where I've struggled with maintenance, but most importantly, all the benefits I have experienced from a meat-only carnivore diet. And then let's talk about now. Am I really gonna eat a meat-only carnivore diet for the rest of my life? And what does that look like?
All right. First of all, thank you for sharing your experience. 5 years in, it looks like you've been able to maintain it. So my assumption is going to be this is something that you really believe in and you are going to continue doing. She showed the before and after pictures, so you can see that in her anecdotal experience, she has got really good results, at least from a weight perspective. And I'm sure as we dive into this, we'll find out that she was dealing with some different diseases and things of that nature. A lot of times people think people are fat or overweight because they just eat too much. And oftentimes it's hormonal imbalances and all kinds of other things going on. So eating this carnivore diet is obviously beneficial for her. Now, my understanding of the carnivore diet is simply that you eat primarily meat with very little other stuff. Not to say that you can't eat other stuff, but I just think they keep it to an absolute minimum. And mostly you're eating meat. And I know people have taken this to an extreme where you've got people like Jordan Peterson and his daughter who were both dealing with different types of illnesses, and they utilized what I believe to be a carnivore diet to heal themselves. They really just eat meat, and that's pretty much it. So let's keep going.
I often think back and wonder, how did I let myself get to that point? How did I end up at 263 pounds? How did I spend most of my adult life over 200 pounds? What happened to cause me to get there? And there really isn't this specific incidence. You might look back and say, like, when my brother died when I was a child and my family began to use food for comfort. And maybe there's some correlation there of having that learned comfort from food. But in reality, I was using food for happiness, for boredom, for emotions, for sadness, like just for pure entertainment, for convenience. I ate a lot of my meals all throughout college from a fast food restaurant and a gas station, and put on a tremendous amount of weight at that point. And then
So what she's describing so far is very normal. We see this literally all the time. Human beings in America, in the modern world, I will say, are emotional eaters. We eat for everything. And she literally just ran the gambit. Whether you're happy or sad, to fill time, for convenience, lifestyle is important. So in order to combat this, we have to understand this element about ourselves and also be very intentional about correcting those areas where we use food as a filler.
at some point, when you get heavy enough and you feel like you have to change your lifestyle, you have to implement exercising, you have to make all of these big changes in order to lose weight, it just seems too hard and too overwhelming. And the farther and farther you get from what you deem to be your healthy goal weight, the more exhausting and overwhelming the entire process seems, and the harder it is to start in the first place. And it's not like I wasn't trying to start. I was really good at starting a diet. I was really good at the first month of a diet. I tried every diet out there. I tried vegan for a while. I did low carb. I tried keto. I tried, calorie counting. I was exercising a ton. I was eating broccoli and steamed fish constantly. I was really good.
I was waiting for her to say that she tried fasting because typically when people like go to, like carnivore or something, and they're like, I've tried everything, nothing worked. They typically, if they do mention fasting, they'll say like, I did the extreme form of fasting, or you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, you didn't really learn fasting, but it looks like she didn't even actually do fasting. And the reality is no one's ever tried everything. You know what I'm saying? We just feel as though we've tried everything and nothing worked. This is why it's so important to have some place where you can go to get good education about diet, nutrition, disease reversal, etc. Like an unbiased place where you can go to just with people who don't have an agenda. It's just people sharing information, and I think that's what's so amazing about the AHA brand is because there's no agenda. Our only agenda is to help you. Like that's our agenda. Like we want to help you. So it's not about making money or pushing a product or population control. It's really about helping the common person.
Good at going on a diet and losing 20 pounds. The problem came at keeping it up after that. Short term was the only thing that I could focus on, and then I felt like I needed to reward myself with some kind of treat. Like, you lost 20 pounds, you've earned it, you can have a cheat day. And then that one cheat day would end up being, what you think is going to be a Friday night, it would be the entire weekend with plans of starting again on Monday, which then would have me fall off the wagon again by Tuesday. And then I would wait till the first of the next month. And then after another holiday, and the next thing you know, 6 months had gone by and I had gained 40 pounds back of the 20.
See, this is such a common trajectory of people. This is just a textbook. My brother Steven talks about this all the time. We don't do cheat days. Now, I think that he explains it a lot differently than I do because of his personal experience and what he's learned, which is incredible. I love it. But what I teach is, eliminate cheat days altogether. We're not cheating. There's no cheating. However, if you're transitioning your diet, if you're transitioning your habits, it is to be expected that you're going to have a pizza or some ice cream or cake or whatever it is you used to eat because, duh. Like, you're supposed to go from 20 years of eating the standard American diet to now all of a sudden cold turkey doing this very different diet. And I'll say it's extreme because it's extreme different from what you've been doing. And you're supposed to be able to maintain that perfectly. In what world, right? So then we design these cheat days when in reality, what you should be doing is creating a transition away from the dietary habits you have now. So it's not this steep drop off. It's a gradual transition. And that's really what you want. And that'll help you all if you are like her and you kind of have those highs and then you drop off and then high and you drop off.
Money that I had initially lost. And I really spent most of my life knowing that I needed to lose weight. I couldn't do what I was doing, but I was always living in one extreme of the other, of like completely on the wagon, super strict, or off the wagon, eating fast food in gas stations and, an entire cake from a grocery store on a Tuesday night for dinner. It was a problem. March 12th, I started another diet. I tried keto. My husband was type 2 diabetic, and we knew that we had to cut out carbs and sugar. I was pre-diabetic and knew that that was the way to go. But this time, an unexpected thing happened, and that was we found out about the carnivore diet. For me, it was this perfect combination of eating meat, eggs, and a little bit of dairy or cheese, and doing a lot of intermittent fasting and some occasional 48-hour fasting. That was this magic combination for weight loss. I was able to eat really as much as I wanted in 1 or 2 meals a day, and then I would incorporate a 48-hour fast to help me break a weight loss stall if I was experiencing one.
Wait, to help you break a weight loss stall? I thought the diet worked. See, now this is where things get a little disingenuous because it's like, I have been on carnivore diet and this has been working for me, but then you just said you get weight loss stalls. Now, I mean, listen, weight loss stalls are normal with dieting and things of that nature. I get that. But now I'm just curious now. I'm not saying that I'm not saying she's trying to paint a narrative. I'm just curious because a lot of times people will give credit to a particular diet, but then they'll be like, yeah, but I fast for like 48 hours too. And it's like, well, is it the diet or is it the fasting? Is your experience so incredible because you fast? What would your experience be like if you just did the diet, right? And that's all I'm asking here. And I'll probably never get the answer to that question. I'm not saying she's trying to be deceptive or anything like that. I'm just saying it makes me wonder, like, how much did the fasting help? 2 days of fasting, that's not a small thing, right? It's not like 16 hours of fasting plus carnivore is how I did this. And we have actually seen in our group where people have given their health benefits and some of the things they've gained from their health journey, they'll give the credit to a particular diet, whether it's keto or carnivore, but they fast though. And they don't think about the fasting. They're just like, oh, I just wasn't hungry. Okay, so you're fasting on a regular basis, but you're giving all the credit to the diet. I just want you guys to be cognizant of that.
We are all or nothing people, and my husband and I really made losing weight and our health our number one priority for
Beautiful,
a year.
good.
And in that year, we each lost 120 pounds.
That's incredible. Congratulations. You guys look incredible, by the way. Like, congratulations. All the nitpicking about what diet is it, fasting, goes out the window when you see results. Congratulations.
I think the fact that we made it our only priority is why we were able to do it so quickly.
Makes sense.
We also did more fasting than what was sustainable. We actually had a conversation this morning about how difficult that was to maintain that intensity, which is inevitably why in 2020, when all of a sudden our routine was thrown off, our world was changing, and we were home full time, and we lost that perfect routine that we had, we both struggled. And at that point, I realized that I had never addressed my deeper relationship with.
Yeah, so she kind of briefly over it, but it sounded like they were doing a lot of fasting. I'm picking up on like that weight loss that they showed us. I'm thinking there was a lot of fasting going on. And here's the thing. I believe that potentially had she approached this from a fasting lifestyle versus a carnivore-centered lifestyle, especially with the knowledge that we would provide through AHA, that they could have made it through the pandemic and still continued to progress without the extra struggling. And I'm neither here nor there, they clearly ended up continuing to be successful. But, my goal is to make things as seamless for you all as possible. So if you guys want to engage in a community and you want to be able to get information and support that is recession proof, right? It's like, it doesn't matter what's going on in the environment around you. You have a solid foundation of, what's going to be healthy for you, what's going to be beneficial, et cetera, et cetera. Join ahacommunities.com. I'm going to put the link for that in the description and the comment section. Let's keep going.
With food. I wasn't addressing why I was turning to food. In a lot of ways, doing meat and fasting and losing 120 pounds was still just this temporary thing that I was incorporating that helped me to lose weight. It just so happens that I was able to stick it out long enough to not actually fall off the wagon because I stopped allowing myself to have those cheat days. But in 2020, I realized that I can't keep that up forever. And that's when I had this really big wake up call moment that we have some other issues going on. I had to figure out what foods were triggering me, what was causing me problems, what can I incorporate, where can I relax a little bit. And everything changed for me in terms of thinking about things in a longer term sustainable lifestyle. And now, there's people out there who watch these videos and they tell me, you're not carnivore, you have pickles, you have spices, you're eating Walmart meat, you're eating meat from Costco, none of this is carnivore. Okay, maybe I'll go change the name of this video. Maybe you don't consider me carnivore anymore. In a lot of ways, I don't really care what you consider me. I know that this is what's working for me. Whatever it is that we figure out how to do is the way that I've been able to then re-lose the weight that I gained. And now it's been 3 years of being a consistent weight. And it's my...
Oh my goodness. Listen, good for you, Laura. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, maybe you should rename the video. I don't know. But this is one of the problems that I personally have with these labels. If you're a vegan, you cannot eat animal products. You cannot use animal products. You cannot use a product that an animal was involved in the processing of this product. Okay? There's very strict rules for this. And that's not realistic. That's not sustainable for a lot of people. It's unnatural. We are very fluid creatures in our relationships, in our health and wellness, and a lot of different things. And I think it's important to play into that, right? So she started off with, I'm assuming, the very strict ketogenic diet. It got her some results. She went through a hardship. That didn't seem sustainable for her anymore, and she pivoted, right? I'm glad she did that because, once again, what it seems like she's doing now is she's actually doing some type of hybrid of ketogenic, probably a little bit of fasting, and also giving herself a little bit of gradient in order to not be stuck in that all or nothing mentality. And I see that this is how she's becoming successful in her health and wellness journey. It's like it took you 25 years to put this weight on, or you've been, over 200 pounds for 10 years or whatever the case may be. And to think that in 1 year you're just going to eliminate it all. No, it was deeper than that. She had to go into the psychological aspect of things, right? The trauma and really dig deep. And that is also what it takes to maintain really any of these regimens. Even with fasting, one thing about fasting, or the fasted lifestyle, is it will aid you greatly, right? When you're eating the right things and you're utilizing fasting as a tool to help eliminate some of that toxic thinking, the cravings, as well as the trauma that you've experienced as a child or whatever the case may be, it helps a lot. And that's why I like to focus on fasting. And then I support the fasting with high water content foods, which are going to help give the body the nutrients and things it needs to balance the hormones and the chemistry of the body. And you just get a much better result. It's much more seamless when you do it that way. But to each his own. I think that this is incredible. I'm going to let you guys check out the rest of this video if you want to. I think she's gotten to quite a bit of the benefit of what she did. And I like to hear the truth, which was that she made some alterations because she felt like, what she was doing wasn't as sustainable. One thing I am curious about, and maybe she says it later on in this video, I'm curious to know whether or not she does deal with or did deal with loose skin. And that would probably help me understand whether or not they were doing more fasting or carnivore to lose their weight. Because I would imagine if you were doing more strict carnivore and didn't do the fasting, you would probably still deal with some loose skin. Maybe not as much as like with the traditional dieting, but I think much more. So that's one question I have. What do you guys think? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. Put a comment in the comment box. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, the application of knowledge is power. Subscribe. I'm going to see you all next time.